Hey guys, what's up? My name's Alex, and what we're going to do in this video is what we've done in others. We are going to place some profitable bets. So we can look through football lines, NFL lines, college football lines. They are on the move. There are a lot of arbitrage bets. Again, you can click this arbitrage calculator to lock in a risk-free return. That also probably means when there's arbs and totals and spreads, usually that means there's a good chance there's some middles. So there's some middles you could also bet. So we can see the main sports books for these line discrepancies in the NFL totals are BetMGM and bwin. So bwin is a Canadian sports book. They have the same lines as BetMGM. And then Casumo is another Canadian sports book that has the same lines as TwinSpires. So we can kind of go through, we can look for some betting opportunities, some mathematically profitable bets, and place them. So we can scroll down and try to find something interesting. So this is pretty interesting. Oregon State versus Hawaii. Hawaii is plus 400 on BetMGM. So if I go to BetMGM, we've said this before, to get in on good lines, you want to move quick. MGM has this search button, so you can search. You see Hawaii. This is in decimal odds, plus 400 odds. So if we go here, we would be able to place a bet. They probably won't give me much because I'm limited, but we can kind of take a look. Plus 400. So it's an ARB to bookmaker. So if we pull up the lines, again, bookmaker sportsbook, Pinnacle sportsbook, two sharpest betting markets in the world, right? Two sharpest sportsbooks. They take the most action, have the highest betting limits. Pinnacle even refers to itself as arbitrage friendly. You can see there's a bit of a line discrepancy between Pinnacle and bookmaker. It looks like bookmakers moved even farther down on Hawaii. So what this OddsJam column does is it weights Pinnacle, it weights bookmaker, the two sharpest sports books in the world, to give you an indication of what the odds should be. So we can see bookmaker plus 308, minus 369. This plus 400 looks incredible to that. It's an ARB. If we check out Pinnacle's market, plus 337, minus 459, we can find the no-vig odds. Go to the no-vig fair odds calculator, is plus 358. We're getting plus 400, right? So that's an ARB to bookmaker. We're getting incredible value to bookmaker. And we're also, this bet is profitable to Pinnacle Sportsbook, right? Plus 358 is the no-vig odds. So this is a mathematically profitable bet. Let's see how much they give me. They're not going to give me much because I'm limited, but just to illustrate the point, they're giving me $29.55. So we can go to my bets, Hawaii money line, and I'm getting $29.55. So the zero vig line, again, bookmaker had Hawaii even more favored, but we can use Pinnacle, be a little bit more conservative. Our no vig win percentage from the calculator, removing the vig from the sharpest sportsbooks in the world, gives you a sense of the implied probability that Hawaii is going to win. So we can take the zero vig line from Pinnacle, the no vig win probability, 0.2179. So let's make a column for win probability. So 0.2179, no vig win probability, which means our EV is simply going to be, we're going to win this percentage of the time, and we're going to win this times 4 because we're getting plus 400 odds on BetMGM. And then the rest of the time, we're going to lose our stake. So times 1 minus this. So this is just the simple expected value formula. You're taking your payout and multiplying it by your win probability, and then you're taking your loss probability and multiplying it by your stake. And what we'll see is this bet has 264 in expected value. So to the zero vig line from Pinnacle, this is profitable as an expected profit of 2.64%, or of 264 on 29.55. So if we use the book that actually is more favored towards Hawaii, wow. Here, okay, we got to place this bet though. We can see the Reds tomorrow are plus 100 on DraftKings. So when these books start to post lines, wow, okay, let's get this bet in quick. I'll place 680. Take it. Okay, place bet. So they limited me. This bet is extremely good. We'll see why in a sec. Sportsbooks start posting markets for tomorrow's games, right? And what we can see is BetOnline is a pretty sharp, efficient offshore sportsbook. They have the Reds minus 130. It looks like DraftKings may have this line flipped, right? BetOnline, it's not as sharp as bookmaker. It's not as sharp as Pinnacle, but it's still a reasonably sharp offshore sportsbook. And they have the Reds minus 130 odds and we got that plus 100, right? This is pretty incredible. You could have had an arbitrage opportunity for 4.55%. So using an arbitrage calculator, this is a mainline market. You could have made $50 if you had both these accounts, just based on the way the odds line up. So what's interesting is, let's see what DraftKings does in this game. So we'll keep Reds plus 100. I'm interested if they keep it. If they keep it active for a bit. It looks like they haven't moved it. So maybe I'll place another bit of money on it. And they give me 280. Okay. So now, of course, my balance runs out. But we'll see in a sec. I'm interested to see in this video what this ends up, moving to ultimately. Because I doubt it stays plus 100 that much longer, because it's a really good bet. So we can also look at some of my bets from yesterday. So we have over 51.5 Tulsa, Oklahoma State game. So we can go to that game on Pinnacle. We can see if it's still any good, because if not, maybe we can cash out. And it actually looks like it's not that good anymore, right? We bet over 51.5. We got plus 105 odds. Now Pinnacle is minus 101, minus 115. So that means the zero vig line from Pinnacle would be minus 101, minus 115. So the zero vig line would be plus 106.45. And we bet this plus 105 odds. So we actually got worse odds. This moved against us. So what I can do is cash this out. Again, we're cashing this out. And then we can try to bet more on the Reds. Let's see how much they take. It looks like they're letting me bet the same amount. Okay, so they're taking a bit of action. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But again, the reason we cash this out is it no longer looks good to Pinnacle's market. Pinnacle, sharpest sportsbook in the world, minus 101, minus 115, implies a zero vig line that the over should be plus 106.45 odds. We bet it plus 105 odds, so it no longer looks good to Pinnacle Sportsbook. And you can do that for a lot of your bets. We have discussed this in previous videos. You can kind of go through, make sure your expected value still looks pretty good, and if not, maybe you can cash them out for full value. So we can see if the Reds game already updated. And you can see, right? Look at this, incredible. They already moved the Reds to minus 120, right? So if I go to my bets, what you can see is we got this plus 100. DraftKings is now minus 120, right? That's pretty incredible. So we bet total 401.33 a few times, and then we also bet 280 random dollars. So this bet is incredible. I'm really happy about it. We got it plus 100 odds. DraftKings already moved to minus 120. So what we can do is, if we go back to the arbitrage page, again, right, you can see here, DraftKings just moved. We got it, right, like we got in. If someone has 10 bet, like now is kind of your chance. And you can see the same thing tomorrow in the Pirates game, plus 130 for the Pirates. That's a bet we want to be on. So I want to go here. I want to go to Pirates, and I want to go to plus 130. And we'll see why in a sec. We'll kind of do the same thing. So I want more action on this, but I don't want to have to deposit money. So I'm going to look through my other bets and make sure they're still kind of, profitable. And we'll talk about why this bet is good in a second. It's the same reason, right? It's an ARB to bet online. So if we go to Vanderbilt, Colorado State, what you'll see is over 51.5. We got this plus 110. Pinnacle's now at minus 108, so that's an incredible bet still. And you can kind of go through, make sure all of your bets are still looking good. So we have the Jets in the NFL on Sunday. So we can see the Jets, it's an ARB to Pinnacle, plus 182, minus 205. So I don't really feel like cashing that out. But long story short, you can see that, this Pirates bet, maybe we can get more on it. I'll try depositing a little more. And then we'll go through kind of the expected value calculations. So if we go to DraftKings, we can deposit money right now and see if they'll give me a little bit more on this specific bet. So let's see. I can try putting in another 1,000. Hopefully they just take it. And they're going to make me log into my bank account. So we'll just skip it. But the point is that plus 130 was a good bet. So that's something, you could have bet a little bigger on. So we can quit here, or we can actually do it's fine. So we'll go back to DraftKings. And what you'll see is the Pirates are still plus 130, so this bet I'd still want to bet. The Reds already shot down to minus 120, so that was an incredible bet we got. It's pretty interesting. It looks like a lot of the new markets they're posting. I'm going to pause this video for a sec, deposit some money, and then we'll come back and talk. What's up, guys? So Alex here. I'm back. We're day trading sports as usual. What you can see is if we're on OddsJam, if we're on the arbitrage page and we hit the refresh button, Pirates plus 130 is an arb to BetOnline still, and this Marlins is plus 225 is also an arb to BetOnline. So all these sports books again started to post their markets for tomorrow, and it looks like there's some serious line discrepancies. Also the Royals plus 135 versus the Twins. So I want a little bit of action on all of these. And what we'll do is, let's just place some bets. So we can try placing, let's see how much they give me. I'll try placing $600 on this. They're only going to give me, they're going to limit me, but then they'll let me bet it again. So I'll do that a few times, and we can see what ends up happening. So I'll place this, and then I want to go to the Pirates game. I want a little bit of action on the Pirates plus 130 tomorrow. So I'll try placing another 500. Let's see how much they give me. Okay. And then I also wanted the Royals. Again, all of these are arbs to BetOnline. DraftKings and BetOnline both started to post markets for tomorrow, and we're placing the bets on DraftKings. There's an arb, one sportsbook has to be wrong, and we're taking the side on DraftKings. So I don't know how much money I have left. $800. So we'll see. I can get a little more. And then we'll look, the same thing as the Cardinals game. We'll try to see what happens to these specific markets. So, okay, how much money do we have left? 383. Let's go back to the Royals game, plus 135. And again, same thing as the Reds game. It'll be interesting to track what ends up happening. So be quick, right? You want to be quick here. And then I have 20.01 left, so I'll place that. So we have some sweat now. In MLB, we also have a lot of college football sweat tomorrow, but now we have a lot of bets on DraftKings. Again, why did we place all these bets? DraftKings and BetOnline both started posting markets for tomorrow. There were huge discrepancies. DraftKings versus BetOnline, BetOnline's a pretty sharp, efficient offshore book. So they're only giving you plus 192 on the Marlins. DraftKings has plus 225. It's an arb to BetOnline. I feel good taking the DraftKings line as opposed to the BetOnline line. So we can go down, and that's ultimately why we place these bets, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Royals. It looks like DraftKings just was giving too good of odds on the underdogs. But anyways, you can see there are tons of betting opportunities on OddsJam right now. That really is the power of having real-time odds. So here's another one on FanDuel, right? Under 9 runs, minus 105, arb to Pinnacle. Looks like BookMaker's completely in line, right? This OddsJam column, again, just weights Pinnacle and BookMaker, the two sharpest sports books in the world. So what we're going to do is go to under 9, minus 105. So I need to log back in, and we'll place this bet as well. Don't know what that means. So I want to go to the Pirates game tomorrow, and I want under 9 minus 105. So I have 288.3 in my account, so I'll place that. And then we can go to the positive EV page, and we can see our expected value. So Pirates, Nationals. Wow, there are a lot of opportunities on OddsJam right now. Again, we have the fastest refreshing odds. Here's another one. Angels, looks like, right, that's an arb to Pinnacle, 10.19% EV. So I want to go to Pirates. And this has 3.12% EV, right? So my EV is, or what we can do as well is just take Pinnacle 0 vig line, minus 119 plus 106. So minus 119 plus 106, we're getting this minus 105 odds. So our win probability will be 52.82%, and we're getting minus 105 odds. So the no vig line should be minus 111, and we got minus 105. So we feel pretty good about that. This is really how you make money sports betting. And we'll see, it'll be interesting to see what happens with these three lines. The Marlins line, the Marlins. See, you can see the Marlins are already only plus 175 tomorrow. DraftKings took it down. The line they posted was just way too good to be true. And Reds, we got plus 100. So Marlins, Reds. What's the next one we want to check out? What else did we bet? We bet on the Royals plus 135. They're now down to plus 120. And we bet on the Pirates plus 110, and they're all the way down to, or we bet on them plus 130, and they're all the way down to plus 110. So this is pretty fascinating, right? Just kind of the way this worked out. You can see they're letting me cash out higher on not every single one of my bets, but Marlins, they're giving me a cash out of 2103 on this $20 bet, right? 66, they're letting me cash out 69.35. 178, they're letting me cash out 187. So all of these bets were very good. We got Pirates plus 130, they're down to plus 110, right? In line with the BetOnline market that was initially shown. We got Marlins plus 225, they're down to plus 175. We got Pirates plus 130, they're down to plus 110. Reds, we got plus 100, they're down to minus 125. So the EV of these bets is pretty incredible if you take the zero vig line from BetOnline, right? So BetOnline's plus 192, minus 210, right? So plus 192, minus 210. So the zero vig line is plus 197.81. And we got plus 225. So I think we have like whatever, $800 or so bet on that. And we have it bet at plus 225 odds. Our win percentage is 0.3358 according to BetOnline. Not as sharp as bookmaker or Pinnacle, but still interesting to look at. So our EV is going to be this times 2.25, times how much we bet total, minus our stake times our loss percentage, which is just 1 minus this, right? So our EV, just from like recording this video, that should be about $300 in expected value total, right? Like what we can actually do is we can see exactly how much we bet on the Reds. So I feel really good about all these. We crushed them there. So we bet 401, 401, 401. So roughly $1,500 we got on Reds plus 100. So what we can do, and this is from Marlins. So Reds, we got like 1,500. And then we want to look at the no vig win probability. So we can go to baseball, and then we can find the game tomorrow. Again, this is why OddsJam is so powerful. There's no BS model, right? We're all engineers here. All of these other professional sports bettors starting companies or trying to sell you picks, whatever it is, they don't make you money, right? We just show you live data and we display it in the fastest possible way, processing millions of odds every 10 seconds to give you a massive, massive, massive leg up. So if we go to the game tomorrow, we want to go to the Reds game. Man, you can see, it's pretty incredible. But anyways, we can go down, we can kind of see what was I looking for? We're looking for the Reds game. So we can find the Reds game tomorrow, if I can find it. Here it is. So the line on BetOnline is plus 115, minus 125 Reds. So the Reds are favored, right? Minus 125, plus 115. So their win probability, their zero vig, subtracting the vig from BetOnline, they should be roughly minus 119 odds. We got them, plus 100, so clearly much better. And their win probability is 0.5453, so 0.5453, which means 50% of the time, or 54.5% of the time, we're winning 1,500, and then we're losing like 46 or whatever percent of the time, right? So that's $135 in EV we just collected from that Reds bet. The way you can think about this is like, we're essentially flipping a coin where we're winning 54.5% of the time, and we get $100 if it's heads, our friend gets $100 if it's tails, we pay them out, and we're winning 54.53% of the time. That's an incredible betting opportunity that we were able to bet. So feeling pretty good about these MLB bets tomorrow. You can see here, first half total points. massive EV in the BetMGM, right? Plus 140, under 27 in tomorrow's game. So we'd want to move quickly, but we can pull up BetMGM. 14.56% EV, right? Huge line discrepancy, plus 140, minus 120. If you wanted to arbit, you could use the arbitrage calculator. So we're getting plus 140. That's pretty incredible. So I need to sign back in. So I'll sign back in, and I definitely want to bet this. Again, you want to move quick. We've talked about it. There's this little search button, right, on BetMGM. So you can go to the search button, and then you can type in Pittsburgh, I believe was playing. Yeah, Pittsburgh U. So I want to go to this game. And this is why OddsJam is so powerful, right? Like, lines are ripping towards the under, and we're able to get plus 140, which is a massive arbitrage bet to Pinnacle. Incredible EV, 14.56. So I want to go to first half, and then I want to go to first half. I want to go to under 27, plus 140. Incredible bet. So let's see how much they give me. They give me $52. So they give me $52. It's 14.56 EV. So I just made like whatever, $7.50 in expected value, enough for a Chick-fil-A sandwich or whatever. Even though I'm max limited, like if I wasn't limited, you could probably bet, $250. You could bet whatever you wanted. And then here's another great one, right? We can log into Twin Spires. Again, I'm max limited on all of these sports books, but still finding ways to make a few $100 in expected profit when we do these videos. It's just something you have to be quick to. You have to watch what's going on in the sports betting market, in the sports betting ecosystem, and just be quick and capitalize on the odds that are just too good to be true. That's why sports betting is so fascinating. All of these sports books do have different odds. And if you're able to move quickly, you're able to get in on very profitable betting opportunities. So I want to go to MLB. And I want to go to the Astros-Angels game. And I want to bet Angels -1 plus 255. Arb to Pinnacle, huge value. So I want to go to the Angels-Astros game. And I want to go to Angels -1 before the line moves. It looks like it just moved to plus 235. So not as good, plus 235. We'll skip it. So you can go back to the arbitrage page. Again, new opportunities are always going. Arbitrage, just making a risk-free profit based on discrepancies in odds. And positive expected value betting is what we just did, betting on Hawaii money line, betting on things like that. Like, here's another great one, right? You can see Bookmaker, the weighted average of Pinnacle and Bookmaker, this Fox bet plus 100, Florida under 59 points, looks incredible. So that's something I'd absolutely bet if I was I'm just outright banned from Fox Bet, so I can't even get in there anymore. So here we can see Marlins plus 1.5, Arb to Pinnacle again, like that's another really good bet. Be on the lookout for these good bets. You'll make a lot of money in the long run if you're sports betting this way with the mathematical way of looking at it, and never trust somebody who says they're a professional sports bettor, because it's not a legitimate profession, right? Like, you should be looking at sports, not trying to bet on specific teams, but looking for extremely valuable odds that are very profitable to the zero vig line at sharp sportsbooks like Pinnacle, like Bookmaker. And OddsJam makes that really easy for you because we weight these columns. So I hope you found this helpful, and thank you so much.